The Asian miracle is mostly the East Asian miracle. So says economist Martin Wolf in the Financial Times today. East Asia seems to be the place which has an extraordinarily high growth development thanks to some ingredient. What exactly might that ingredient be? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But first, no one can miss the fact that the world is changing. A rebalancing is taking place as European and American hegemony dwindles away, the paper reports. Hegemony is an academic-y word meaning might is right. A multipolar and messy world will replace it, Wolf says. Many people say that Asia will lead that new world, but Wolf says we should look more closely at that assertion. The word Asia used as a name for a single place makes no sense. It was the ancient Greeks who labelled the Eurasian continent as if it was two separate continents. People always praise the Greeks for their all-round brilliance, but perhaps their map reading was a little weak. These days, east and west sides of the Eurasian continent share many best practices. Wolf says many of the cultures on the east side have embraced notions that some will consider come from the west side. Competitive markets, free enterprise, liberal trade, education, the goal of economic growth. But what's special about East Asia's development? Isn't everybody around the world striving for the same things? The desire to achieve better lives, more prosperity? That's universal, he says. What is a little less so, alas, is the ability to organise societies in ways that make the achievement possible. There's no doubt that over the past decades, Asian societies, notably those of East Asia, have been hugely successful in this regard. In other words, everybody wants to lift their societies from poverty to prosperity. But East Asia is remarkably good at this, and the difference is the way that we organise our societies. Now, Wolf doesn't go into any detail on what that is, but many other economists and scholars have. East Asians tend to focus on trade rather than politics. We don't think that which of the various political parties is in power actually makes a huge difference. East Asians tend to prefer strong leadership or one-party rule than the Western-style adversarial system. East Asians don't generally go for an overly permissive, out-of-control press. We prefer a bit of moderation over what gets printed, sometimes too much moderation. East Asians tend to focus on decades-long economic strategies rather than the ones that give short-term gains, and so on. Wolf says that the West must learn to deal with the world as it is. It's good to see columnists like this one sharing uncomfortable truths. I just hope the rest of the staff on his newspaper read his column. Peace.